Hi, Click Contracts users. I'm excited to welcome you back for another great set of feature releases. This is version 1.02 today, and so let's go ahead and dive into all the latest and greatest features. The first feature that we're going to talk about today is carbon copying. So a use case has come up where essentially if at the end of the contract signing process, you need to share the document with someone, might be an assistant, might be an email address where you simply keep track of all your documents, you can now add a carbon copy at the end of the form. So you'll see this question at the end of every form, and you'll be able to select yes and be able to select up to 6 people to receive a carbon copy. I've just added myself as an additional copy on this particular email. And with that, that person at the end of the signing process, after all the other parties have signed, will receive a version of the completed document. The next feature that we're excited to share with you today is an enhancement of an existing feature, and this is around uploading additional documents. So if I choose the upload feature, previously, if you had a document that was protected or encrypted in any way, you would receive a warning message that you're not allowed to upload that document. So if we just take a regular attachment here and I click open, it's obviously going to upload that regular attachment. Now if I take an attachment that has protection against it, it's a protected document, when I open that, I'm going to receive essentially this waiver. This waiver essentially says, hey, you're uploading a protected file, but in a lot of cases, that's okay. Maybe you've got a file that's coming from Transaction Desk or similar, and you need to add it to the agreement. And now if you click agree, it's going to go ahead and add that to the agreement and process that successfully. The third type of upgrade attachment is a document that's protected with a password and is unavailable to be opened or viewed with the password. If that is the case, you're still going to essentially see that warning message that you did before, that uploaded files cannot be added that have a password. And in that example, you would obviously need to add the password and remove that password functionality before you can upload it to Click. But protected documents are now A-OK. So we're excited about that additional feature here on the Click platform. The next new feature that we're excited to share with you today is all around the review page. We've got a couple new features here. The first is setting reminders. So if you click on the set reminders, you can now add different sets of reminders to the document. So the first set is for the document owner. In a lot of cases, this is going to be you, in which case you might not need reminders if you're going to be signing right there on the spot. But if you've got a virtual assistant or if you're creating a document on the behalf of someone else, you might want to add a reminder for them. To do so, you can enable email or SMS reminders. And you can also set the interval. So you can set essentially, I want to receive it every 3 days. I want to receive it once a day. I want to receive it every 6 hours. You can customize it to weekly. Whatever your need is, you can just essentially set the interval and the unit, and that's the interval on which we'll send reminders. The other set of reminders is to the third-party signers. So this would essentially be your clients or who's signing in the second or third position on the envelope. And for that, you can set the same level of intervals. We only have, obviously, the client's email, so we're essentially just sending to their email at this time. Go ahead and save those reminders. And then the next feature that we're excited to share is the ability to place text tags on a document. So if you click on add or edit tags with this particular document, I'm going to be the first signer here. I'm going to choose now, I can see, previously I had signature, initials, and date signed that I could add to a document, but now I also have a text field. So if I find a particular, maybe I need to add something in the other section of this document, I can place that text field, and as the first signer, I'm going to be prompted to sign that. If I click escape, maybe I need to add something for the second signer, so I'll go ahead and choose that. I can add another text field here, and I can place that here, for example. And so you can designate the signer and the text fields. You can make those text fields required or not required for those signers. And the other thing you can do is if you just need to add something quick to the document yourself, so maybe I just need to add some text here, I can also add read-only text. So I'll go ahead on the second line here and add read-only text just so you can see what that looks like. If I hit the escape key over here and click on the add text, I can now add, let's just say, specific clause needs to go here. And you're doing that at this point in the signing process, so there won't be any additional inputs that are required, when you're going through and signing the document. So I'll go ahead and save this. You can see my specific clause has been added, and then if I go ahead and switch into signer mode here, so I'm going to check to agree, jump to my signature. Then you can see here now there's a text field on the document that essentially you're required to fill in, and you could say essentially, special text goes here. And then that can be part of the signing process as well. All right, so the fifth and final new feature that we're going to talk about today is essentially delivery notifications. So one of the questions and comments that came up was around, well, what happens essentially if an email bounces or it is fails to get delivered for one manner or another? We've now added essentially an additional status within the dashboard here that will essentially show you sent when an email is sent, and then delivered once the email has been delivered to that party. Additionally, if there's an email that bounces, or if there's an email that gets marked as spam, maybe erroneously by your clients, you'll also be able to see that status here. Now, if an email does bounce, if you put in a particular email and that fails to be delivered to your client, not only will you see that it bounced here on that particular email, maybe there was a typo or something, but you'll also essentially receive a failure notification. So you're going to get an email alert that says, hey, you sent this. I left out an R on purpose for my kind of dummy email address here to alert you that, that email failed to deliver to that particular signer. So those are a couple of great enhancements around the delivery notifications to the user. And that's it for the feature updates this week. We've got a number of other smaller enhancements and bug fixes that are worth checking out. So go ahead and check out the link and read through the full feature release. We really appreciate your continued usage and support of Click, and we really value your feedback as well. So please keep the feedback coming. Have a great rest of the day and take care. Thanks so much.